53 long years, humanity has told itself a comforting lie. We looked up at the night sky and saw a silent sentinel, a sanitized, romanticized version of our closest celestial neighbor. Since the last bootprints were pressed into the lunar dust in 1972, we convinced ourselves that the moon was a dead, geologically quiet rock. We mapped it, we photographed it, and we tucked it away in our textbooks as a grey companion that had already given up all its secrets. But that comfort was built on a foundation of incomplete data and a false sense of security. This illusion was maintained because of a celestial phenomenon known as tidal locking. Because the moon is locked in a gravitational embrace with Earth, it always shows us the same face, hiding its true nature from our prying eyes. The near side, the face we've painted and poetized for centuries, is dominated by vast, dark plains known as Maria. These are ancient, smooth basalt seas, the frozen remains of lava flows that filled enormous craters billions of years ago. Roughly 31% of that familiar near side is covered in this relatively flat volcanic rock. It provided the perfect, stable landing grounds for the Apollo missions, giving us the impression of a world that was predictable and tame. We landed in the lunar equivalent of a desert and declared the entire world was made of sand. But the Artemis II mission, swinging behind that lunar curtain on April 6, 2026, shattered that illusion forever. They found a world that humans probably haven't evolved to see. A world where the familiar face is replaced by a wall of craters stacked upon craters, a landscape of ancient, unrelenting violence. The far side has almost none of the smooth Maria that comforted the Apollo generation. Instead, it is a battered record of 4 billion years of impacts that never stopped. We are no longer going to the moon we remember. We are heading into a freezing, irradiated nightmare that has been hiding in plain sight. The destination for Artemis III isn't just a different location, it is a different reality. They are targeting the South Pole Aitken Basin, a feature so gargantuan it defies traditional geological categorization. Imagine an impact scar so massive that if you placed it on a map of the United States, it would swallow everything from Texas to Virginia. This is the largest preserved crater in the entire solar system, stretching 2,500 kilometers across. It is a pit of shadows that plunges 13 kilometers deep into the lunar crust. As the lander begins its descent, the astronauts will look out their windows at mountain peaks that climb to staggering elevations of 8,500 meters. These are not the rolling hills of the Apollo landing sites. These are the jagged teeth of a cosmic monster. For decades, we believed the moon was geologically dead, a frozen world whose internal heat vanished billions of years ago. But in 2023, scientists detected something impossible beneath the lunar far side, a thermal anomaly radiating nearly 10 degrees Celsius, hotter than the surrounding terrain. The heat is coming from deep below the surface. Researchers believe the source is a massive buried block of granite, a rock that should not exist on the moon. On Earth, granite forms through water and tectonic activity, two processes the moon was never supposed to have. The anomaly may be the remains of an ancient volcanic system, dormant for 3.5 billion years, still leaking faint heat into space. That discovery raises a disturbing question. Is the moon truly frozen solid, or are pockets of molten activity still hidden beneath the crust? The Artemis III crew could land above terrain that is still radiating residual geothermal heat from the moon's violent past. They are not stepping onto a dead world. They are stepping onto something that may still be alive. Inside the lander are 4 fragile humans made of bone marrow, water, and flesh, sealed inside a metal machine no larger than a van. They are carrying biological samples to study how deep space radiation alters human DNA. Because the moon is not simply hostile, it is biologically unforgiving. The isolation begins when the spacecraft slips behind the moon. At that moment, the lunar mass blocks all communication with Earth. No voices from Houston, no telemetry, no rescue. For 40 minutes, the crew becomes completely alone, more isolated than any humans in history. If something fails during that blackout, Earth will not even know until long after it happens. Then comes the most psychologically devastating moment, watching Earth disappear behind the lunar horizon. Every breath, every heartbeat, every drop of water now depends entirely on a fragile machine floating in a hostile void. The claustrophobia is not the size of the capsule, it is the size of the silence. Artemis 3 is launching during the solar maximum, the most violent phase of the Sun's 11-year magnetic cycle. During this period, the Sun unleashes solar particle events, high-energy radiation storms capable of delivering dangerous doses within hours. The Orion capsule provides shielding, but deep space radiation can penetrate almost anything. Galactic cosmic rays travel through the spacecraft hull, through human tissue, and even through the astronauts' eyes. Apollo astronauts reported seeing mysterious flashes of light in complete darkness. These were not hallucinations, they were radiation particles striking the retina directly. The crew will literally see the radiation damaging their bodies. And if a major solar storm strikes while they are behind the moon, the astronauts could begin suffering radiation sickness before Earth even knows the storm occurred. They are risking decades of health for 11 minutes of history. The descent begins with powered descent initiation. The engines ignite as the lander drops toward the lunar South Pole. But this is not the moon of the Apollo era. The crew is descending along the Terminator line, the razor-thin boundary between sunlight and darkness. Here, crater shadows become bottomless voids. Minute 1. The engines fight the warped gravity of the buried mass anomaly. Minute 3. The lander passes towering peaks illuminated above endless darkness. Minute 6. Razor-sharp lunar dust erupts beneath the engines like shattered glass. Minute 8. Hidden boulders emerge from black shadows as the pilots search desperately for safe ground. Minute 10. Radiation interference intensifies as retinal flashes strike the astronauts' vision. Minute 11. Final descent into the permanently shadowed regions, the coldest places in the solar system, where temperatures fall below -390 degrees Fahrenheit. Somewhere inside that darkness lies water ice, the resource humanity needs to survive on the moon. The descent is over, but the real danger has only just begun. The moon is not the world we imagined, and humanity is finally beginning to see its true face.